Welcome to your Urban Connection. Remember, this is the show that is often imitated, but is never duplicated. And today's show is going to be interesting. I want to talk to you today about Rudy Giuliani. The Rudy Giuliani that used to be New York's prosecuting attorney. The Rudy Giuliani that used to be the mayor of New York City. The Rudy Giuliani that was considered America's mayor after 9/11. And the same Rudy Giuliani that was the attorney for ex-president Donald Trump. Yes, that Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani today is known as the biggest liar besides former President Donald Trump in American history. His lies have taken away his reputation as America's favorite mayor, as a reputable attorney, and has labeled him and left him with the label as the most disgraced former mayor in American history. Now, today, a judge ruled that Mr. Rudy Giuliani was liable for the defamation of two Black female former election workers in the state of Georgia, in Atlanta. You see, they had filed a defamation lawsuit claiming that Mr. Giuliani was a big part of damage to their reputation, to their credibility, causing them to receive harassment, including death threats, all because of Rudy Giuliani's lies that he told and spread, and then having those lies repeated by the former liar-in-chief, Donald Trump, all to create a situation for these two Black election workers to have to leave their homes in Atlanta because of Rudy Giuliani's reckless, irrefutable lies and harmful insinuations regarding these two women. So now Mr. Giuliani finds himself in a world of trouble, as if he didn't already have enough troubles, by being indicted by Fana Willis, the Atlanta district attorney, who's charged he, the former ex-president, and 16 others, or 17 others, with racketeering and being involved as part of a rape act. That's what they're charged with. And Mr. Giuliani, having tried to do every single thing that he could do to make himself favorable to and loyal to the former ex-president, Donald Trump, finds himself now with Mr. Trump not only not paying him for his attorney services and fees, but also not providing him any financial support to have his own attorney fees paid for the indictment and other legal fees that he's in charge with. He's going to be in big, deep trouble, or as Ross Perot used to say, he's going to get deep, deep doo very shortly. Because you see, first of all, Mr. Giuliani not only was found guilty of defamation, but Mr. Giuliani even himself admitted that everything he said about these two women was a lie, which we already knew that. Mr. Giuliani even went so far as to say these women were passing out USB devices that he claims contain cocaine. See, Mr. Giuliani was stooped to any level to try to discredit these two Black African American females, putting them in harm's way, having people, strangers, knock on their doors at all times of day and night, having people come to their home, the lackeys, to say that they were going to be bodily harmed if they did not admit to the false allegations and the false charges that Rudy Giuliani had leveled upon them. They had lackeys leaving their home in Chicago and Maryland to go to Atlanta to try to appease Mr. Giuliani and the Chicago minister, intimidating and falsely presenting themselves to one of the women, Mrs. Ruby Freeman. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there's an old saying, "This what's done in the dark will come to the light soon." And in this particular case, the dirty work of not only Rudy Giuliani, but the dirty works of ex-President Donald Trump and the dirty work of the two Black lackeys, Harrison Floyd and Trevion Cuddy, has come to light. It was work, but it is light. All of these people put their reputations, their credibility, their neck, and maybe even their freedom on the line to harass, intimidate, causing threatening behavior by others, all upon Ruby Freeman and her daughter, who was simply doing their job as election workers in 2020. And yet they've had to go through an ordeal that I would wish upon no one, Black, white, female, or male, makes no difference. The kinds of things that has created havoc and a holy hell in the lives of these two women for the last 3 years is unthinkable. It is embarrassing. And yet, these four people have no shame. They have no shame. And one of these people is still in jail as we speak. He's the only one of the 19 people that were charged with racketeering under the RICO Act that is still in jail as we speak. And he has said that he is broke, cannot afford an attorney, and did not have a bond provided, and still does not. And allegedly, he will go to court tomorrow, where maybe bond might be made available and possibly provided. After all the damage this gentleman has done, and I use the term gentleman very lightly, but everything he's done with his wicked behavior, some people have found it justifiable to raise on his behalf attorney fees through a GoFundMe account that now is approaching some $275,000. But even that won't be enough. I'm estimating that the attorney fees, these charges, as he pleads guilty or finds some kind of a plea bargain, attorney fees are going to run anywhere upwards of $100,000 to $500,000. Now, why people would feel necessary and justifiable to bail out a guy who sold his soul to the devil, put himself in a position to lose his freedom to support a lie that was started by Rudy Giuliani and repeated by former President Donald J. Trump is beyond me. But that's the world we live in today. That's the world that the right-wing, conservative, white nationalists have put us in. They will do anything to destroy the integrity, the credibility, the reputation of any person that they feel is in their way. So thankfully, these women did not lie down and take it lightly. They stood up and fought a good fight. They were determined that they were not going to bow down. They were going to stand up for what they believed in. Stand up to uphold their integrity. Stand up and fight for their reputation and fight for justice. And it looks like to me, they've gotten what they were fighting for. All it comes down to now is how much punitive damage will be assessed against Rudy Giuliani for payment for the pain, the suffering, the humiliation, the death threats, the harassment that was caused by these 4 individuals. And it's too bad that the defamation lawsuit could not have included Donald J. Trump, Harrison Ford, and Trevion Cuddy, because all of them are as guilty as Rudy Giuliani. But hopefully, it's not over. And hopefully, Ruby Freeman and her daughter are not done fighting. Justice should be served on all the people that were involved in this reckless, devious behavior that was directed toward she and her daughter. And I say, thankful and thank you to this judge. You see, Mr. Giuliani is doing everything he can do to avoid coming clean with his finances, his financial condition, and his financial wherewithal. He's trying to hide his net worth. He wants to get out of paying any money to these two women. But I don't think he's going to be successful. So there you have it. And that's our show. And we'll see you the next time when I will have another exciting show on your Urban Connection. Thank you for watching.